Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for watching. I've got a new series of videos here of some of my recent auction wins of ancient coins. I recently upgraded to a new video editing program. Previously, I was using Windows Movie Maker, which I'm pretty sure is like 20 years old. Now I'm using DaVinci Resolve, so hopefully this video looks a little bit more professional. Um, but yeah, I won a series of four different Denarii of Julius Caesar, which I'm pretty excited about. Um, this right here is just some common silver Antoniniani. And here's the first Julius Caesar denarius. This is a pretty nice one. It's got the trophy reverse, Gallic trophies commemorating Caesar's victories over the Gauls in the Gallic War. The obverse is displaying a female head. I think there's some controversy whether that's Venus or Pietas, some argument. But you can also see the Roman numerals LII, which stands for 52, which was Caesar's age when he struck this coin. And the reverse there, you can see the Gallic trophies of military victory along with his name, Caesar. Slightly cut off, slightly off center, but still pretty nice. Some nice cabinet toning, iridescent toning on both sides. The slab is a little bit scratched up, which makes it a little bit tricky to take pictures, but I think I got some decent photos of this one. And this was produced between 48 and 47 BC. I also got this coin, which I haven't yet taken pictures of. I actually need to polish the slab. You can see it's quite scratched. This is an old English penny from Ethelred. And I'm not super familiar, honestly, with English history. I need to read up a little bit on it, but I just thought this coin looked really neat with the toning and the patina. And at some point, I'm going to get around to polishing that slab and actually taking some photos of that. Here is a nice Domitian denarius. The reverse side looks like the dies were a little bit heavily worn, so not a ton of detail there. Here's a Hadrian. Nice barehead portrait. The reverse side is showing Salus, Salus, who is the goddess of a few different things. Each Roman goddess incorporated multiple kind of ideals, but I think it was health and well-being and prosperity were some of the ones for Salus. Here's a neat coin. This is a Antoninus Pius struck posthumously by his successors Marcus Aurelius and Lucius Verus. And you can see on the reverse side that's actually his funeral pyre, where his body was cremated. And these coins were struck to honor him and to basically show that he was becoming a god, or that he had become a god and become deified within the Roman state religion. There's another Hadrian there at the end. Some nice rainbow toning on the Domitian. Hadrian. Salus is actually feeding a snake there at the altar. And Hadrian, there's the Antoninus Pius with the funeral pyre. Here is a Faustina the Elder. Faustina the Elder was the wife of Antoninus Pius. And this is also a posthumous issue, I believe, to commemorate her passing. And you can see a peacock there on the reverse side, the peacock being kind of a sacred bird. And we have a nice lot here. This is actually a coin I'm keeping for my personal collection. This is an awesome tetradrachm of Alexander the Great. Just this awesome dark patina on both sides. Really well struck, pretty well centered. NGC said this qualifies as fine style, which is a designation they apply to coins with kind of a more detailed level of engraving skill. In the reverse there, you can see Zeus seated on his throne with a little bit of iridescent toning. I'm going to break this out of the slab and keep this for my personal collection. Most of the coins in this video I'm actually selling, or I've sold already on eBay or other platforms, but occasionally I do hang on to one or two coins for myself, and this is one of them. I'm a sucker for this dark patina and cabinet toning, and Alexander tetradrams, really cool coins as well. Here's the another Julius Caesar denarius. This is also a Gallic trophy reverse. You can see the LII, the 52 on the obverse side. Some nice dark cabinet toning. I kind of got a little bit carried away buying these 4 denarii of Julius Caesar. I paid pretty much full retail price for 3 of them, and I'm probably going to be sitting on them for a little while before I'm able to sell them. But I just thought that the eye appeal of these is so great. Just the patina and a little bit of iridescent toning. I think they're mostly well-centered, well-struck, and just nice coins to have. So even if it takes me a while to sell them, I'm just glad to have them in my collection. And you can see the Caesar name on the reverse side. This is a different design of Julius Caesar denarius. This is the Aeneas reverse, Aeneas being a hero of the Trojan War and kind of a figure that the Romans considered their ancestor and the founder of the city of Rome. And he's carrying his father there out of the burning Troy once the city was sacked, and you can see Caesar on the right side as well. Caesar liked to put his name in big bold letters on his coins. And the coins of his that have the full name, like not cut off or any of the letters missing, go for a little bit more than coins that don't. And here's the last Julius Caesar denarius I got. Another female head, obverse, some nice cabinet toning. This reverse side is a little bit more abstract. It's depicting priestly elements, because Julius Caesar was the chief priest of the Roman religion, and he was kind of talking up his religious cred here. You can see some of the tools that he would have used as a priest in the religion, both sacrificial tools, anointing oils, that sort of thing. Nice level of detail on this one. Slightly off-center on the reverse side, but glad to have it. Glad I was able to score all 3 of these. Like I said, I got a little bit carried away on the auction, but I'm just really a sucker for cabinet toning, and I love these Julius Caesar denarii especially. The designs are pretty neat. Here we have a lot, bringing us down to earth now, we have a lot of common imperial denarii. That's a couple of Trajans, Geta and a Septimius Severus there. The Trajans are in pretty good shape. The Severan ones are a little bit less so. But yeah, some nice reverses there on the Trajans. And these aren't expensive coins by any means, especially the Severans. Those are about, you can get those for 40 or 50 bucks easily. Whereas the Julius Caesar denarii, I spent, I think, close to 2,000 on each of those. A little bit of an overpay, but I just love the look, and I think I'll be able to sell them at some point, just not for much of a margin. And another set of denarii here. I think that's a few more Severans, a Gordian III. Nothing too exciting, but still some nice detail. I also bought a number of other slabbed denarii. Here's a Domitian, some nice patina. I'm not a huge fan of slabbed ancient coins, to be honest. It's as a dealer, it's a little bit of a necessity for me to buy these, just because eBay has unfortunately become so saturated with fake coins that buyers are pretty skittish about paying money for unslabbed coins over a certain dollar value. Like trying to sell any sort of $1,000 coin, ancient coin raw, is very difficult. So Julius Caesar, Brutus, any of the imperatorial stuff. But then even into like the $200 range, it's becoming a little bit more difficult. And it's a shame that eBay's become this hub for fake coins. But that's why slabbed coins have become a greater and greater part of the market, is that buyers just aren't confident that what they're buying is actually legitimate. And here is a Trajan denarius. Nothing too exciting. I already sold this one actually, but a little bit of nice toning on that. Nerva AS, bronze coin. Some nice green patina on this one. A little bit rough, but pretty nice portrait, well centered, and not messed with like a lot of these bronze coins are. Not tooled or anything, which is good. Nerva only reigned for 2 years. He was a pretty old man when he became emperor. He was appointed by the Senate, and he wasn't popular with the troops, so they pretty much forced him to adopt Trajan, a general, as his successor. And after only 2 years, Nerva passed away of illness or old age, and Trajan succeeded him. Here's a denarius of Nerva. Nerva is considered one of the 5 good emperors by historians, and that's Nerva, Trajan, Hadrian, Antoninus Pius, and Marcus Aurelius. And these were 5 emperors who succeeded each other one after another, starting in the late 1st century and going into the 2nd century AD. And they're considered the 5 good emperors because they mainly just didn't do anything super bad, like a lot of the Julio-Claudian emperors, Nero, Caligula, all those guys. They were a little bit more restrained, and generally their reign was a peaceful one for the empire, though by the time of Marcus Aurelius, the last of the 5 good emperors, there was more and more armed conflict on the frontiers of the empire, which would continue to escalate and exacerbate the crisis of the 3rd century. Here's a nice Sestertius of Antoninus Pius. Pretty good level of detail. Nice tone to it. Fun coin to hold in your hand. And a Sestertius of his successor, Marcus Aurelius, last of the 5 good emperors, who featured in the movie Gladiator, though not in a historically accurate role. Marcus Aurelius was also a notable philosopher. He wrote a book that you can read now. Copies have survived. His Meditations, which is kind of a book of his philosophical teachings as a Stoic. He was a follower of Stoicism. I won't try to make an explanation of what Stoicism is. It's been a little while since I've read that book, but it's definitely interesting, worth reading. And some more common raw denarii. Here's a Trajan. Nothing too exciting. Here's a Domitian. Dark toning with I'm going to guess a Minerva reverse, as that's his most common reverse. Yep, Minerva holding a spear and I believe a bundle of arrows with a shield at her feet. Domitian considered Minerva his patron goddess, so he featured her almost exclusively on his coins. Here's a nice slabbed Trajan. The reverse side is depicting, NGC has it as Abundia or Annona. I've found that the NGC attributions are often a little bit sketchy, so I like to go on wild winds instead to figure out what coin I have, and I believe that's actually an Annona reverse, the goddess Annona. You can see the photos here. And here's a Domitian denarius. This one looks like it was cleaned a little bit harshly, or maybe dipped. Doesn't have much of a patina at all, but still a pretty good level of detail. Not the most harshly cleaned coin I've seen. Kind of nice even gray tone. And a Nerva denarius. These are slightly more expensive than some of the other denarii in the five good emperors, just because Nerva only reigned for 2 years, so he didn't produce a ton of coins. But as you can see here, often the reverse sides are pretty heavily worn. For whatever reason, during his reign, they were using the reverse dies for a long period of time, much longer than the obverse dies, so you end up with these reverses that just don't have a ton of detail. Another set of raw denarii, there's a Trajan, a couple Trajans, Geta. I think that's a Faustina. Yeah, there's a Faustina. Pretty common denarius. There are two Faustinas actually. One was Faustina the Elder, who is the wife of Antoninus Pius, and then Faustina the Younger, who is the wife of Marcus Aurelius, and both of them can be found on coins. There's the Trajan there. Another Trajan. And here is the Geta. Geta reigned for only 2 years as a full emperor before his brother had him murdered, Caracalla. But his coins are still pretty readily available, though a lot of his coins were actually produced when he was a junior emperor under his father, Septimius Severus. Another Trajan here with a nice level of detail. And here is a coin for my world coin enthusiasts. This is a gold 20 francs coin of Louis XVIII, who succeeded Napoleon Bonaparte after the monarchy was restored in France. I grabbed this coin because I love the toning. It has this nice kind of dark orange toning on both sides, really original surfaces. Oftentimes these French coins are pretty harshly scrubbed, cleaned. I've found that European collectors do not have the same views on cleaning as US collectors, but this one has some nice original surfaces. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to add any comments or questions. Thanks.